All right, hello OAS family. It is time for another book review, and today we are going to review a book by artist Zhou Ping-Guang, and it is called A Collection of Artworks by Zhou Ping-Guang. So whenever you are talking about books about Chinese painting, we like to, in general, organize those books into two major categories. The first category is instructional, and then the second category is inspiration/album. So that is the category of this book. It is not an instructional book, but is an album of collected works by this artist whose main specialty is Chinese fine line painting or gongbi painting. Significant personal connection to us. This artist was my mother's fine line teacher, so she worked with Master Zhou significantly, and she credits him with teaching her a lot about the Chinese fine line style. So, as we get into the book here, have this nice cover and intro pages, some wonderful calligraphy here, and then we get into the biography, the preface and the biography for the artist. So these few pages are in Chinese, but we have the same information here replicated again in English and written quite well, actually. So the introduction actually paints, it's not without controversy. This is definitely an artist that has a very clear point of view around what Chinese painting should be and what the aspects of what are to be considered good Chinese painting. We're not going to get into the detail of that discussion right now. We'll probably cover it at a later time, but it's a very interesting read and a very important idea to consider. So we're going to go through here. And then we start to get into the format of the book here. So we can see this very popular format, which on this right-hand side, we have this wonderful prosperity scene that shows a peacock and flowers. And then on the left-hand side, we show a little bit of separation of detail where you can focus on a particular aspect of the painting and see a little bit closer detail of the work here. And then the same idea here with this rendering of a lotus pond. This one is called A Misty and Refreshing Summer. Then this one is Elegant Rhythms of Autumn. And then here, In Love with Winter. So opening with a tribute to the seasons. So this is a very expansive sort of horizontal piece that he calls Luxuriant Wonderland. I want to get you a little bit closer look here at some of the detail in that piece. Very long sort of horizontal piece, and then a couple, 4 panels of detail at the bottom of different sections of the painting. So this one is called Sunset Rosy Clouds, and a technique that I have not seen a lot in Chinese painting, probably inspired by more Western style techniques where we have these splashes of color, kind of like almost like the way a rainbow or the way the sunlight sort of refracts, and you can see the elements of the light. And then this one that he calls A Misty Mountain Stream. A double page piece here called Illusory Snow Scene. And then this one, Glorious and Lustrous Spring. Beauties on water, another sort of lotus, this time with ducks. And then indigo, mountain and river. Spring water. Dazzling sunshine. This one's called An Aged Plum Tree and Little Birds. Here we have a dreamlike mist. And then this lovely zoom in here of his technique for rendering these fuller lotus flowers on the left-hand side. Exotic birds of the Emei Mountains. A joyful spring. These look like loquat fruits. A clear day after the rain. Just this huge, expansive composition. Green Mountain Melodies. Glimmering of Morning Sun. Winter Companions. Some cranes here, again with these splashes of color. That sort of dramatic use of the red in the painting. And then delightful autumn scenery. Really wonderful detail on this little sort of rolling mountain creek or stream amidst these flower beds. Collection of beauties. Gentle spring breeze. And on the left-hand side, clouds and mist along the riverbank. And this is Fluorescent Streamlit. It's a double page, expansive composition. And then here on the right hand side we have a series of cranes that he calls noble companions. And then a blow up on detail of these two birds that are not cranes but are shown also in the composition here. And then a clear autumn day on the right hand side. And then misty rosy clouds. And then this wonderful detail shot of the lotus in this painting on the left here. Really can see the shading techniques. You know, when you get into fine line painting, this is kind of, other than the line work and the outline and the composition, which is of course very important, the shading work and the choices that are made in the shading work are of utmost importance. So this is really great to see this kind of blow up detail on the painting. You have immaculate green after a spring rain, this wonderful bamboo featured on the right hand side here, and then this painting called The Scenery of Autumn. An early snow on the mountaintop. And then indistinct clouds and trees. Sparkling dewdrops and fragrant flowers here on the right-hand side, and then a zoom in of one of the featured flowers in the piece here on the left. Then spring garden. An interesting choice here to frame detail shots in these different shapes, circular shapes and fan shapes. So this is an interesting thing to look at when we think about our own artwork and how important, like when you do a piece this big, and you know, the artistry that goes into cropping and framing different elements, you know, into their own paintings. So kind of an interesting idea. And also when we're thinking about presenting our artwork in this new digital age, you know, I think gone are the days where artists just think about, okay, I'm going to do a painting and it's going to hang in a gallery, or, you know, I'm going to show it to a friend, and you know, that's going to be that. Nowadays, really, you're creating an image that becomes like a digital asset, you know, that you own, and, you know, it's up to you to sort of think about all the ways that it can be used as a whole piece, or even in elements. This is lightning speed, this painting. And then this one's called an aged plum tree. White jades here on the right side, and then on the left, autumn melodies of a frosty woods. And this is autumn love. Gorgeous painting here on this blue background called A Piece of Brocade. And then here on the right-hand side, a romantic night with a little detail on the crane here on the left in this oval frame. Then on the right-hand side, we have a song from a colorful pond, and then with a detail shot here. And morning mist on the right. Endless romance here on the right-hand side, with a little fan frame of a portion of the piece here on the left. On the left-hand side, this is called Luxurious Scent, and then on the right-hand side, we have green mist and purple snow. On the left here, we have hibiscuses, and on the right, we have a beauty reflected. So after spring rain over here on the left, and on the right, we have elegant figures in a mist. We have a complete painting here on the right called Melodies in the Morning Mist, and then detail shot here on the left. And harmonious water on the right, and then on the left, detail clip. On the right, we have cheerful spring sunshine. And here on the right, we have something he calls spotless. And then a detail of a portion of the bamboo and a rock on the left. This part of the painting here is what they're focusing on. On the right, cinnamons and the moon. This is a wonderful rendering of that moon, misty moon in the background there. And then on the left, we have delicate fragrance of lotuses. So this full painting here is on the left-hand side. This is a really great pairing of a blow-up and a full painting. So you have this really expansive horizontal piece here at the bottom that he calls Elegant Rhythms of the Refreshing Breeze, and then a really nice blow-up of sort of the center of the painting from here to here, where you can see some of the lovely birds that he's rendering along with these lotuses. And then Dawn at an Autumn Pond on the right-hand side, and then the left, a refreshing summer day. And then this 2-page piece he calls The Life After a Snowfall. And then here on the left we have Fragrance of Lotuses, and on the right we have On the Way Home. This painting here on the right-hand side he calls Golden Pheasants. And here's a detail of one of the featured birds here on the left. And then this is Egrets at Sunset. And then here is Autumn Blooms. So that finishes the book here. Very nicely bound book. We are actually have a very special sale price on this book right now. So go to our website to if you want to purchase a copy of the book. It is a wonderful treasure of a collection of beautiful works by a very talented artist. So before I sign off, I want to talk a little bit about the value of painting albums and this kind of strange thing that's happening as technology is making us question whether or not we want to continue to print books. So not only are books themselves, like print books, a treasure to have, but you know, just the physicality of them and being able to hold these things in your hand and being able to look at these things up close in a real way without whatever happens when you look at something on a screen. But also, I just think that what happened before with the obstacle that getting a book printed presented is it really forced artists to have a very, very strong intention, and to be able to attract either some type of financing or some type of interest from a publisher. And, you know, back in the day when a lot of these artists were getting things printed, it really was effective at separating more notable artists from everyone else. You know, so we have this sort of romanticized idea that there are these people in obscurity that are super talented, and you know they come and go without people knowing, and I'm sure that is the case. And I think with all the modern technology now, the obstacles between those people being able to present themselves to a larger audience is lower than it has ever been. But I think what comes up about as a result of that is we get this like flood of content, and it's very, very difficult to edit it. It's very difficult for a brand new person to tell the good things from the things that are not so notable. So I think that this idea of books and albums really make sure that you are getting something of quality, or at least it increases the chances that you're getting something of notable quality. And I think you can feel it in the books. And also, you know, we go through our own editing process. We just don't carry any book. We assess the book with our own personal taste, and we are trying to carry things that we think have value for you. And so that is, so I would very encourage you to check out an album of collected works like this, for you to find this many paintings of this level of quality presented in this way in any other source. It would cost you way more in time and effort than $22 or however much you were going to pay for this book, $35, whatever the current price on the book is. So I would encourage you to take advantage of our book reviews and invest in these books. They are an investment for you to have something that will give you joy and pleasure and also can inspire you in different directions as an artist. So thanks very much for watching this book review. If you like content like this, make sure you like and subscribe for more. And we wish you happy painting.